Hey everyone, this module right here is the Make Noise Bruxa, something like that. It's a brand new module by Make Noise. It's a new evolution of the time filter experiment in Strega, collaboration with Make Noise and Alessandro Cortini. Like all Make Noise modules, highly creative, very experimental, and designed with unique modulation, time manipulation, filtering effects. The core concept is creating evolving rhythmic, chaotic modulation through a blend of time filter control, feedback loops, and CV manipulation. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the front panel, show you all the connections, how it works, and I'll give you some sound examples. We'll run through a few different patches. Before we get there, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're thinking about purchasing this module or any module and you want to support my channel, visit the affiliate link down in the description. If you click through that and buy something from Perfect Circuit, I get a small tip. It's a great way to support my channel at no additional cost to you. So I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Let's take a look at the Bruxa. Okay, let's quickly go through the interface, the panel, and everything on it, and I'll just explain what all these inputs and outputs do really quickly. So input goes in here, so you can send any type of sound source at it. We're going to throw a handful of different things at it. And then the result, as it's listed here, is the output, how much amplitude the input has, and then the blend knob is basically a dry to wet, and of course you can control that with CV right here. We've got a time control, a filter control. Right here is a fine tune of the time. So if you really want to dial in a specific delay to match up with beats or something like that, you can use this to fine tune it. We have a decay control, which it's kind of similar to just feedback. Absorb is, I don't know what I'd call this. It's almost like a resonance or a shimmer sound. You'll hear it in a second. The manual describes it as absorbs filtered substances into the earth. So a lot of clarity around that. So over here you have three different ways of controlling the time or modulating the time. This is an attenuated AC coupled input to modulate it. This is unity full CV control over it. And this is a typical bipolar input to modulate time as you would normally expect. So this it's kind of different. I had to figure it out. I'll explain that in a minute. This controls the filter and it's attenuated bipolar here. And then the absorb knob, you can control that as well. You can modulate it through CV here. Decay, you can modulate through CV here. Now right here are two very interesting outputs. And I'm going to actually show you those on the Mordax data in a minute. But this one is DC voltage feedback signal from the time filter circuit. And this one is interference CV. So they're both kind of generated from or coming from the time filter circuit and are meant to create these sort of feedback loops. The top one is just more subtle. The bottom one's kind of very chaotic. It's almost like just sort of random voltage. I'll show you all that in a second. Let's start patching it up and making some sounds. So first of all, I'm going to send it just basically. Let's send it just a triangle wave. Nothing fancy here. We can get some great drone sounds. So if I turn down the dry, turn it to a totally dry signal, you can hear. There's our triangle. Okay, I'm gonna throw a simple sequence at it. This is what it sounds like. So that's without any absorb going on right there. I'm just turning up the delay. This is a totally wet signal. It's really actually kind of a nice, just plain delay sound. But let's turn up that absorb knob. I'm going to slow the sequence down. We'll change it up a little bit, and I'm actually going to throw a pulse modulated square wave at it. So right now, the sequence is not playing. It's just feeding back. Cool. All right, let me show you what these two CV, the interference. Oh, it's still going. All right, I'm going to show you what the interference CV input does and what the CV out looks like. If we plug it into the data here, so that's a really cool modulation output that we're going to use in a second. And the other one, the CV out, is much, much more subtle. Watch this. But it's cool because you got these modulation points that are not quite randomized, but can give that kind of random flavor to things. So let's patch that into, say, the filter. I'm actually going to move that over to the time because it's a little bit more subtle and that could have some cool effects. And then we'll put the crazy one into the filter and see what happens there. So kind of neat stuff. I want to explain this AC coupled input here. What this means, my understanding of it anyway, is that it's going to react to changes in voltage, but it won't necessarily, like on this one, if you feed it a higher voltage, then it will modulate the time up. But on this one, if it stays as a consistent voltage, even if it's higher, it's not going to make a difference. So it reacts only to changes in voltage. So something chaotic like this is going to sound really cool or react well. You could do stepped voltage too. The stepped voltage, now the differences in the voltage isn't going to matter as much as that brief moment of time where it steps up, it'll give a sudden pulse of modulation and then it'll settle down again. So that could create some sort of rhythmic effects and things like that. So let's hear a little bit of what that sounds like. I'm going to unplug this one. Actually, I'm going to make a new sequence just because it can get kind of tiring on the ears to hear the same thing over and over and over again. let's throw something else at it. This is from a Joy Analog Delay 1. Okay, I made a chord out of 3 oscillators. So there you go. That should give you a good idea of what it does and what it sounds like. It's really fun. It's great for these ambient drone soundscapes, noisescapes type thing. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you have it, let me know what you're doing with it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.